It's got to be, I'm proud of me. That's why I'm steady moving on, despite the hatred. I get better every song, man. It's got to be, I'm proud of me.
Hey people, welcome to Global State of Mind. I'm your host, Garnett. Much blessings. Thank you very much for joining us another great episode. As usual, you know what I'm saying, I like to give you guys a word of encouragement when we start, kind of like an Oprah Winfrey joke. You know what it is. Hey, today we're going to talk about a very important subject, you know what I'm saying? For me, it's affected my life greatly. So when you do things in life, you know what I'm saying, it's like a bubble effect. As JD said one time before, it causes vibrations. It causes the vibrations in the system. The system is vibrating. We vibrate with it. And these choices you make tend to send out vibrations sometimes that doesn't affect everybody the exact same way. You might think this vibration is going to affect this person this way, but it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure the choices that we make in this life are not only based on the fact that, some choices you have to be selfish with. You just got to be selfish. That's what life is. You know what I'm saying? You got to be selfish with some of your choices. But as you make choices, you got to be considerate in the fact that this choice is going to affect people in a certain way, and be considerate of how it's going to affect them. So, make your choices correctly. As we promote critical thinking, think right, do the right thing. JD, how you doing today?
What's up, guys? I'm good. I'm here. So yeah, as Garnet was talking about choices and critical thinking, just to remind y'all that those two things goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? You don't just make choices out of the blue. Use that critical thinking before you make those choices, and you make them to your best of your abilities. Right?
Yeah.
So talking of choices once more, today we're going to be talking about the finiteness of life and how it affects our choices, right? On a daily basis, on the long term, medium term, whatever those choices may be, and how we balance them out. All right. So, but before we, I would like us to start out with, first of all, the welcoming of everyone on this earth, through birth, of course. The fact that I don't know how you guys out there, what's your perspective on creation and the birth of someone? But if you believe in reincarnation, well, I don't know, but I guess if you believe in reincarnation, you should think that when you're born, like there's some memory or pattern of life that comes back to you based on the life that you lived in the past. I don't know what your perspective is on that, but I'd like to get yours, Garnet.
Well,
birth coming into this earth. You think they're what's that like? And yeah, give me your opinion. Right.
Well, the thing about it is, if you look at how human beings are, it's just a different structure. For one, we're born into this world. Like, take for example, when an animal is born in the jungle or in the wild, the animal has certain instincts that are automatically just in it. So human beings were born, and most people don't remember their age from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Maybe you start remembering stuff at 6 and 7 and 8. You know what I'm saying? But at 1 through 5, you have no recollection of it. It's like your brain is like the memory part. It's like the memory part of your brain isn't like doesn't remember those years. So when you do that,
or prior to your
if there is a prior, then you're prior to it. But then you gotta look at the fact that if there is a prior, human beings also have certain innate things that they're born with and they do. You know what I'm saying? So when you're born, you don't remember those years, and those years seem to as you get older, seem to really go further away. You know what I'm saying? In memory and recollection. So it's crazy when we're born, man, we don't remember those first years, and then we don't really come into understanding of anything until later on. And then when you start understanding stuff as you get older, and you start believing stuff, and you start seeing life for what it is, it changes, you know what I'm saying, a lot of concepts and a lot of patterns that's going on in your brain and shit. I don't know. It's crazy when you come into this world, man, because you come into this world not expecting anything or not knowing anything, or you know, it's just a
And
different
you just
pattern,
like,
cuz.
well, the way I see it is this, right? Because as you said earlier, we all come into this world without any prior memory to a life before that existence, right?
What do you say, cuz?
I said we all come into this world as a human, into this world without any memory of a prior life
Yeah.
before, this new
Some people,
existence.
some people say they come into it, that they have memories of prior life, though.
Yeah, but maybe those memories or those flashbacks or whatever it may be, comes like in their teenage or adulthood when they already have an understanding of life and things like that. I'm not sure if I'm not sure that people have those visions or like when they're a child. You know what I
Visions?
mean? Yeah, visions or whatever it is that you're talking about. Do you think they have that when they're when they're a child?
I don't know. I didn't have any visions when I was a child.
Okay, so yeah, I believe that we come into this world like animals with with certain instincts, certain things we know, like it's born into our DNA, it's within us, right? For example, right from wrong. I don't know if you have any memory, but I remember when I was a child and I used to love playing with the fan. I was a baby, but I used to love playing with the fan, right?
Mhm.
And every time I would go, the fan would be spin. I would go and push my finger to the fan, and I would look at my mom, right? And she would look at me and she would say, "Stop," right? But what is it in us that we know that, oh shit, this shit is bad, but it's so exciting that I'm going to do it the same way. So I believe that we are born into a brief knowledge of right from wrong, if I may call it like that.
Well,
Right?
I want to
You know what I mean?
say right
Because
from
come
wrong.
on, bro.
I
Come
want to
on.
say
When
I want to say
and they're messing
innate
up,
knowledge.
they know they're doing some bullshit.
But I wouldn't say right or wrong. I would say we were born with an innate knowledge of danger.
Yeah.
Because when you say right and wrong can be defined by anyone.
Well, danger would put it in a certain category. But when, for example, if you're a child and your parents buy like let's say a bunch of chocolate, right?
Mhm.
And you're a child, right? And they say, listen, you only can have a chocolate at dinner, after dinner, right?
Yeah.
And as a baby, as a child, you get up in the morning, you go get a chocolate and you try to hide and eat it.
Mhm.
We do that as children. There's no specific danger towards stealing the chocolate and hide and eat it, but we know it's bad.
No, you know
Somewhere
it's
in our mind, we know it's wrong. We know it's
you
wrong.
know it's wrong because your parent told you not to do something. You don't know it's wrong because as a child, see, this is the thing about what my kids, what I learned with my kids as a child. Children do things out of curiosity. They don't do it out of there are some badass kids once they get to like maybe a certain age and they start comprehending, they do shit out of just being little spoiled or little bad kids. You know what I'm saying? But most kids do stuff out of curiosity because they don't know, because they want to know what it is and what it do. But if the parent is old enough to tell you that you can't have it till after dinner, and you're old enough to go in there and sneak in and take it out before dinner, you know what I'm saying? That shows that you know what's going on, and then you're doing it and hiding it because someone told you not to do it.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, because if nobody's there, and you saw the chocolate, you wouldn't have that hindrance of, oh, I'm doing something wrong. It's just there's a chocolate there. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna eat it. Versus, don't touch the chocolate. Oh, now I'm breaking somebody's rule.
Yeah.
So when you're this thing about this, when you come in this world and you have no not even I want to say understanding. You haven't received the knowledge yet about being finite. So when you come into this world as a child, You notice the children, I believe children are the happiest in the world. The reason why children are the happiest is because they have a love that's more genuine as a child than when you're an adult. You see what I'm saying? Because the children in this world have the truest love that you can find. You know, because till they learn that they need you for something and they can use you to get things, that love doesn't have any ulterior motive behind it. You know what I'm saying? So they love you because you're there, because you give them love, because you support them, because you take care of them, because when they're hungry you bring them food. You know what I'm saying? And then you gain that understanding. And then I'd say for me, because I saw death at a young age, you know, starting with family members and then in the streets, and then just news, TV, you know what I'm saying? So I came to a quick realization that, hey, not everybody's going to be here, you know? But I didn't realize where they went to or what death really was, you know what I'm saying? But I came to a quick realization around 7 or 8, hey, everybody's not going to be here for a long time, or people are going to go away and they're not going to come back.
Yeah.
So once I started, because see, for me, not even death, once I realized life was finite, it changed how I did everything, bro. It changed how I made choices. It changed how I lived and it caused me, before I lost the fear of death, to make choices that I believe I had to make because I needed this done before I died.
Yeah.
Before I leave this planet, I got to get this done. You know what I'm saying? So my choices, like, let me give you an example. When I was in the army, all my choices were geared to, I got to get everything done as fast as possible because I only have so much time limited to me. So I made really bad choices because of the wanting more so much faster because of the only certain amount of time I have on this planet. You know what I'm saying? So it changes how you live as a human being. It changes how you interact with people when you're a child and you look up and you start realizing that, hey, these people might not be here for long, or they might not be here forever. Some people dwell on it, you know what I'm saying? Some people come to the realization and start dwelling on it, and then, you know, they become either manic depressive or they become depressive and they become antisocial and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it just changes how you think, cause you know it makes.
Let me just give an example. Well, my experience when it comes to finding out that we are mortal beings is basically similar to yours. You know, I lost my dad at a young age, at 6. And at that age, I already came to the realization that my dad wasn't coming back. You know what I mean? That would be the last time Did you know it was death, or was it just like, my dad's gone, he's not coming back? Or you just like, what did you do you remember thinking to yourself, oh, he's dead? Or do you remember thinking to yourself, my dad's gone and he's not coming back? All right, well, I really can't pinpoint what was the exact thought process that I had at 6 years old. What I can say is that I came to that realization. I think I mentioned this already, but on our podcast. But I came to that realization when, on the funeral day, when they started putting him in the ground. You know what I mean? Lowering his casket on the ground. That's when it hit me. You know what I mean? That's when I was like, but I can't tell you whether my thought was, oh, okay, my dad is dead or he's just not coming back. But in any case, I knew at that moment that there was no seeing him again. There was no more having him next to me, no more his existence, physical existence ended there. I had that realization. I understood that then, right? However, despite the fact that I had that traumatic experience, right? I never, at that point in life, I never feared death. I never feared death. As a matter of fact, I never started really thinking about death and even having the fear of death or having the fact that we will die and we are finite. In fact, my choices until I reached an age where I started setting goals for myself. And I believe I don't know if that's the same case with most people, but that was the case with me when I reached the age where I had a general understanding of life, and I started setting goals. Okay, I want to be this, I want to do that, I have to achieve this, that. That's when I really came to me that okay, it's good to have goals, but you have no idea how much time you have on earth to accomplish them.
No, it's
And
funny because hold on,
that
hold
was
on,
the
because
first instance I had fear of death. Yeah, go ahead.
you know it's funny. Because when I talked to mommy this week, saying,
Mhm.
and mommy said to me, life can be taken from you in a blink, in a
Yeah,
blink. You might
yeah,
talk about you can, in the middle of the breath you're taking, your life can be gone like that.
yep,
You see, and when you think about that, you see, man, and you start living life where you start to try to set goals for yourself.
hmm,
Those goals start to seem for some people like you're not going to have enough time.
yeah,
No, no, that some. If you think about it, it really don't make any sense to think like that. You know,
hmm,
because the average person lives to 75. That's 7 decades.
hmm,
You know, that's 7 10-year periods. You know,
hmm,
that's a lot of time.
yeah.
A
You're
lot of
talking about
time.
that when you speak about average person, and how long the lifespan or life what's the term?
Expectancy.
Expectancy. You have to take in account that that depends on where you live. You know which country you live in, because of course, if you're living in countries that have a big problem with certain disease or famine or all these different type of problems, of course your life expectancy it drops drastically, unfortunately. But yeah, go ahead, Garnet.
No, it's just no. That's what I was saying.
I think that though, I think there are pros and cons to that, because that can also be that can also add a sense of urgency to your what you're trying to accomplish. So for example, let's say if you want to start a business, right?
Yeah.
The mere fact, or the mere I thought that, okay, you know what, I may not accomplish this by the time I'm 25 or 30 or whatever the age is, that can actually drive you to prioritize things that you would normally put off in order to accomplish that goal. So there are good things to that, what I mean, to thinking that way. But as you mentioned earlier, there is also the bad outcomes of thinking like that, which can lead to depression and stuff like that. So it's all it's a question of perspective and the type of person that we're dealing with, I think.
True. Because when you do, and as human beings, we're dwellers. You know, our mind. We're talking about our minds. In our minds, we're dwellers. Some human beings are able to take things and they can push them off and they can forget about them, or they can put them. Some people are able to say, as they say, take that imaginary box and put it in there and lock it away in the box and store it away in the back of their mind. But some people dwell on the fact that, hey, one day I'm going to die.
Yeah.
That causes them to do a lot of crazy stuff. You know, when you see, like, for example, those monarchs back in the day, those rulers and those kings,
Mm-hmm.
you know, one of the main themes through all of their rulerships and their time periods is they wanted to find a way to live forever so they could rule.
Yeah. Immortalize themselves. Mm-hmm.
Say, for example, when it came to Hitler had a whole department that was set out. Their whole entire thing was to find a way to make sure that Hitler could live forever.
Really?
Yeah, fountain of youth type stuff. They search for all these stuff. They do chemical tests. They test.
Yeah.
See, this is one of the things is they tested a bunch of stuff on a bunch of Jews to see what would work. You know what I'm saying? Use them like lab rats.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about that knowing that one day that all of the things that you've created are no longer going to be yours.
Yep.
Fucks with some people. You know?
Mhm.
You know, I
That's
just
true.
went through a traumatic situation, you know, myself. And knowing that what you work so hard for, what you put all that time into, I think that's what it is that drives people that they want all the money in the world. Is the knowing is they're trying to find a way to pack everything they can pack into the time they have because they know that they only have so much time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So it's just knowing that death is coming, bro. It's just I don't know. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing because you know they say you're supposed to be happy when somebody dies and cry when they're born.
Yeah, that's I think
You
that's
know
an African thing, by the way, or something like that.
what was that? What you say, cuz?
I think that's an African saying, by the way.
African saying?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know what
Yeah,
it is, but
actually
I know,
tribes.
I
Yeah,
know the
there are actually
saying.
tribes in Africa that cries when babies are born and celebrates when they die, when someone dies.
Yeah, because and that's a crazy thing because you celebrating death because they out of this world. You celebrating that they don't have to deal with the struggles of
Mhm.
this world no more. You know, and you crying for them because they coming in to deal with the fact that they're gonna die one day.
Yeah.
But it's not. You know, when you look at the big cosmic thing about it, you know what I'm saying? Death is it's inevitable. We know it's the one
Yeah.
thing in this world that we know
That
comes to
comes. Yeah.
everyone. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I find it very, very sad. I don't know. It's impossible for me to be happy about someone dying. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's maybe a lack of spiritual perspective at this point in my life. I can't say, probably, who knows. But I see death as a very unfortunate event. You know what I mean? Like
I've
yeah,
never
it's
been,
just
I've never been
it's
able to
just
see it like that.
yeah.
You know,
Why?
so the first big death I remember as a child was my grandma, and I remember they were telling us. I heard adults over talking and saying they were saying she was in so much pain before she died.
Mm-hmm.
She was hurting. Oh, she was in pain. And at that point in time, I think that's when my mind says to myself, isn't it better off that she's not in the pain and suffering and struggling through life? And from that point on, when people die, I don't celebrate, but I don't get sad because I feel like I don't get like I get sad because I
I
miss
get
the
what you
person.
mean. I get
Like
what you mean,
like
but
no, like I get sad because the person is gone and I miss the person, but I
yeah.
don't get depressed because they're dead. The fact that they're dead part don't depress me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way they died might depress me, or make me
Mm-hmm.
sad. But the fact that they're dead doesn't depress me because to me I'm like, okay, you out of this fuck shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got no more bills to pay. People ain't taxing you to live life. You know what I'm saying? Like right when you're alive, you're taxed to live, bro. They tax you to live. Like we pay for water. The fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? We pay
Yeah.
for water. They charge us for water. For water, bro. Water come out the sky. If anything, charge me for the
Get what you
pipes.
mean.
Charge me for using your pipes. But you know what I'm saying? So when somebody dies, to me, it's not. I don't get the depression from them they died. I get the depression from how they died, and maybe missing that person. But
Yeah.
that is not.
I get what you mean, but I mean, one of the amazing thing about living and life is the struggles that we endure and we go through. You know what I mean? Because that's what
Yeah,
really that's what living is about.
it is. It's a fight.
Going through the struggle, coming out on top. You know what I mean? Falling, getting back up.
Mhm.
That's that's what living is about. It's about living through the struggle, finding ways, finding solutions, making good decisions. You know what I mean? Enduring hard time, building character, building personality, and it takes it all to really live. I honestly believe that it takes it all to really live. If you haven't experienced a headache, if you haven't experienced a heartbreak, if you haven't experienced some difficulties in life, I mean, you're just oblivious to what life really entails. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that's so true. That's facts, because you
as,
have
as,
to
as messed
struggle.
up as messed up as it sounds, I mean, can
Don't
you
sound messed
imagine?
up. It don't sound messed up. It's facts of life.
Yeah, but can you imagine living a life without any of this? Just I don't know. Maybe it's because of
What a life?
um
What a life? What do you mean a life? Peaceful and happy with no
well,
struggles?
no struggles, no nothing. You just existing. There's no disappointment, no achievements. Because I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I can't. At least right now, I can't imagine a life like that. Maybe it's because this is all we
listen.
know. But
I've had enough. I've had enough struggles in my life. So to me,
when things are too easy, you get bored, right?
but so to me, a life without struggles would be amazing. But a life without achievement, a life without being able to go get it, a life without having that hustler mentality or that me want that bottom enough for work, I think that would be extremely boring.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because if there's no struggle,
there's no
hustle.
excitement.
Exactly, there's no hustle. That's the thing. You can't have the witness. You know what I mean? You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
If there's no disappointment, there's no achievement. Like shit, nigga.
That's what I don't remember how that saying go, but that's what they say. You gotta have. There's no rain without the sunshine.
Yeah, exactly.
No?
So I don't know. But it's a great thing to think about. It's a great thing to really think about, and I wonder you can just imagine a life like that.
I mean, realistically, bro, there has to come a point where the majority of the human race realizes that killing off each other is not going to work.
Oh, that definitely.
You know, so there has to be a great general time where everybody's going to be on some peace shit. It might not be in my time or in your time frame, but there has to come a time, because with us being finite, all of the people that have all the money have to realize one time, say, oh, we have all the money, but we not live forever. And if we keep on killing off the lower people, then we're not gonna have no people. So we have to stop the fighting. So we might get to a peaceful state, or a state where there's
history is like a cycle, right?
Yeah,
Everything
man.
that you live through comes back around. One of the things that we have never seen in history is a peaceful world. There has always been war. Always been war. That's just crazy. Cuz I'm not hearing you. I think you have a slight problem with your mic.
No, I muted my mic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's one thing that never occurred in history. So
What?
it would be very difficult for me to imagine a world with only peace. As amazing as it seems.
Bro, listen up. I give you a theory, see? Here's a theory. We've had nuclear power in this world for a very, very long time. They've used it once, Hiroshima, and bomb out the people them and say, yo, two tries, done war, take this. When they lit them with the bomb, everybody stop fighting. Nobody now fight no more. Everybody stop fighting. We've had that power for too long as human beings and haven't used it. When that power get used, remember I said one in the world we live in today, the such once one government release a nuclear bomb and use it as a part of war, the next one is going to do the same thing. It's going to come a time when the population is going to be very small enough. It's not going to, when I say small, I'm not talking about small in the sense of your neighborhood. I talk about small in the sense
Yeah.
of the world.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
With the death and shit like that. Yeah.
Yes. And when that time come, man, there's only two choices human beings have at that time: survive or die off.
Mhm.
And when the collective have one mind thoughts as human beings, we tend to go that way. Just like how right now everybody tend to be going, you see what I'm saying, based on our social media or what they feel like. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I believe at that point in time when that happens, because it has to, it's inevitable.
Mhm.
You see me? At that point in time when that happens, then that's when that collective mind will come up surviving and as human beings will push more towards that peaceful mind state. I don't know how
Yeah.
it's going to work. It could be like in some of the movies where you see everybody's dressed in white robes and they're all walking around. We are peaceful people. Or it could just be a semblance of if you do so, or it could be like Judge Dredd, where if you break law, they come and arrest you and beat your ass up and fuck you up. And it's
Yeah.
dystopian or whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's possible. That's I have to say that's highly likely, especially
Highly
with the
likely.
tensions that we see, especially with the tensions that we see in certain countries like Russia, China, the States.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even think I want to experience some shit like that. Anyway, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm not sure if we said that earlier. If we didn't, let me say it twice. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know what I mean? This is Global State of Mind. You're here with JD and Garnett. You know what I mean? Don't hesitate to hit up the comment section. You know what I mean? Let us know what you think about the topic, what we just said. Are we going to well, will we have to live through a nuclear war before attaining global peace or not? Leave your comment in the comment section.
Global State of Mind. Like, subscribe, and share like he said. Catch you on Thursday. See you guys.
Great.